an early season indoor meet is always one that you never know what you're going to get from it. The kids have been away, so we haven't had eyes on them for a few weeks now. They're training, and they trained well over break. They kind of continued. A lot of, especially the cross-country kids, continued what they were doing from the fall and carried it over. So from what I can see, we have some people that really did their work. Obviously, we got to see them yesterday, and tomorrow we'll head up to Fordham. So tomorrow is really just, like most first meets of the year, is a rust buster. And really, honestly, it's just to see where everybody is at, see how their training went, see how healthy they are. And then I think from there we'll assess what we think we can accomplish indoors and what goals we're going to put down on paper. So yeah, I mean, across the board, that's on the men's and women's side. We kind of need to figure out where we're at. We have an idea of it. We just want to get some confirmation this weekend and especially next weekend too at Bucknell. Those two meets are really kind of our dress rehearsals for what comes after that. This year indoors we have a pretty good schedule lined up. We're going to go to Penn State again. We'll go to the Villanova Invite again. And then after that we'll take a select few kids to Boston University this year, which is probably the fastest indoor track in the country, if not the world. So we'll try and get a few people to take a crack at an NCAA time there. So that's something new we haven't done in the past. So I'm excited about that. That should be a good, successful trip. So it's, the indoor season is very short, and before we know it, we'll be at the A10 Championship. So it's important to, get going right away, hit the ground running, pun intended. But it's exciting. It's good to have everybody back. The weather has cooperated, at least in Pennsylvania and in Philadelphia the last few weeks. So I think everybody got some good quality training in. That's obviously been a group that is, over my 8 years here, that group has had a lot of success. Probably the most success of a particular event group, and I expect more of the same. Honestly, indoors, Anthony came off of cross country in a good spot. Nathan came off of his first ever season in cross country in a great spot. He's in really good shape. Anthony is going to work out on the track later, and I've seen him throughout break. He's in a good spot too. So I expect all three of those guys, Nick, Nathan, and Anthony, to definitely do some damage this year. So it's going to be a different schedule for all three of them. Anthony is not going to race this weekend. He'll open up next weekend. Nathan's going to open up this weekend, and then we'll kind of go from there. But that group is a group we rely on. It's a group we put a lot of pressure on to score us some points at the A10 meet. And I know Nathan had a great indoors last year. Anthony had a good indoors as the season progressed. So now Anthony kind of wants to come out earlier and run a little bit faster earlier this year. So, and I know all of them are itching to try and steal the school record back from Anthony. We passed it around a few times last year's indoors. So I got to believe that there's enough ribbing and messing around going around in that group that the next person is lined up ready to take it. So hopefully we can do that indoors, and that's been a big part of our program in the last bunch of years. The thing with Ibrahim is he qualified for the World Championships in cross country, so we're still on the fence about what we're going to do indoors with him. He has to go represent Canada at the NACAC Championships in Trinidad in a few weeks in the middle of the indoor season. And then he goes to the World Cross Country Championships in March. So for him, it's kind of the indoor season's a little bit up in the air. We're going to figure out what we can do. But he's training great. Obviously, he came off the cross country season in a great spot. But yeah, those other guys that we're relying on, the guys in cross country, Ryan James and Luke, made a big jump in cross. So we're obviously looking for them to give us a little more support in track this year. As freshmen, they didn't exactly, they didn't transition as well to track as they did to cross country. But I think this year, being a little bit older, they're gonna make a big impact. Dylan had a great year last year as a freshman, and then obviously Ache comes back as a junior this year. He had a spectacular freshman year, had a good sophomore year, but I think he's looking good, and I think he's ready to kind of help us out again. And then we have some new faces, transfers, and Dennis Mania, who transfers from Eastern Michigan. He is very good. He's a good high jumper, he's a good sprinter, he's a good middle distance runner actually, which is a strange combination. I think he'll make an immediate impact in the A10 right away. His PR in the high jump is going to be competitive for a win in the A10. So he's healthy. He had a great fall, so I'm looking forward to seeing him compete. And then Darian Alston transferred from Penn State. He's a great jumper, and obviously Coach Erica has done a great job with her jumpers, so I'm excited to see what she does with him. Honestly, if you go all the way back to her freshman year, she's consistently improved every semester, every year she's been here. So, freshman year cross to sophomore year cross to junior year cross, like she's obviously exponentially improved. I think last year indoors she might have came close to PRing almost every time we put her on a track, and then she wasn't too far from doing that outdoors as well. But she's looking to continue to improve like she has all 3 years, all 2.5 years here now. So I think we'll see some big things out of her indoors and outdoors. Jessica Bryant is another one who's the defending A10 champ outdoors in the long jump. Obviously, she made a name for herself outdoors. Not that she hadn't before, but I think it was a really big day for her when she won. So she's looking to continue to do that. Kalia Miller is another one that has scored lots of points for us in the past. Between those three, I would say those are probably our biggest people that we're looking to continue to score points. And then again, supporting cast or at least new faces. We have some good new faces. Obviously, the Eleanor and Elizabeth, I think will come in and help us score some more points on the distance side. And then the girls that have taken good steps forward in cross country are going to continue to take those steps forward and support us indoors and outdoors as well. So overall, we're just, like every year, we're looking to improve in the areas that we see are possible for us to improve. So on the women's side, it should be an exciting year. I mean, with Erica's group, they've scored some points for us in the past few years on the sprint side. So we're excited to see what Ariel can do again this year and keep moving forward. And then on the middle distance side, we have some good young talent with Ariana Wallace and Michaela Eberly returning and Leah Sassman as a freshman. We're looking for them to get us back in the mix in the middle distances indoors.